This is Midweek Politics with Dave Pakman.
Welcome to Midweek Politics. I'm David Pakman. Please check out our website, midweekpolitics.com. Make sure you're getting our newsletter. You can sign up easily, the top right corner of the site. So much going on, Lewis, this week. And at the top of my list, well, near the top of my list, but a funny story, there's this angry Florida urologist who is telling Obama supporters and those who voted for Barack Obama to go somewhere else for care. The guy's name is Jack Cassell or Cassell. I think it's pronounced Cassell. And he put up a sign out in front of his office saying, I'll just read you the sign. If you voted for Obama, seek urologic care elsewhere. Changes to your health care begin right now, not in 4 years. So as if this weren't enough, and we'll get to this, in his waiting room, he also has provided patients with photocopies of a healthcare timeline, which, by the way, was produced by Republican leaders, and it outlines what they call major provisions in the healthcare package. And the doctor put a sign above the stack of copies that says, "This is what the morons in Washington have done with your healthcare. Take one, read it, and vote out anyone who voted for it." So this is a guy he's a specialist, number one. And according to his doctor.com listing, where you can see what insurance plans each doctor takes, the only insurance he accepts is Cigna. He's a specialist, and like many urologists, he's also a surgeon. I can only assume he's a little angry that he might get some new patients down the road as more people are able to get health insurance and seek medical treatment. I mean, what is he so angry about, you know?
I don't know.
He doesn't see why it may be a problem. You know, there's this Hippocratic oath and do no harm, and you must help people that all doctors are, at least in theory, prescribed to for the duration of their practice. He doesn't see why putting up these signs, if you voted for Obama, seek care elsewhere, and distributing these pamphlets with the term morons on them is in any way conflicting with that. And this is an interview he did. He just doesn't see a problem with it.
I don't see why, because I'm not denying care. I have an opinion. I think it's a horrible thing. Alan Grayson was the guy who stood up and said, the Republicans want you to die. Well, no, it's really the Democrats want you to die. Read this. If they read Obamacare, see the timeline of things that are going away, you will see that this bill wants you to die sooner. That's what it's all about, and they need to understand that.
So this is a urologist, ladies and gentlemen, who is saying Democrats want you to die sooner. And when you hear that, you might say, well, this guy might be nuts. And I don't know. I'm not sure as to the mental stability of this urologist named Jack Cassell, who is telling Obama voters to seek urologic care elsewhere. In case you were wondering, yes, he is a registered Republican. His wife is running for local office as a Republican. For all of his education as a doctor, it seems he can't even be bothered to actually read the provisions of the law. Instead, he is reciting poorly put together Republican talking points. And this is great. Alan Colmes, who I recently, I was at this talk radio conference in New York, and Alan Colmes actually moderated a discussion on healthcare between a whole bunch of talk radio people. And Colmes is he's good on the radio, and he's good at pointing out when people are, when they don't have their facts straight. And he actually made it clear very quickly in about a minute on his program when interviewing this urologist, Jack Cassell, that Cassell has no idea what's in the bill. Take a listen. This will really clear up, I think it did for me anyway, on what grounds, on what playing field Cassell is.
Hospice cuts in 2012? Well, I mean, does the government want people to die slowly at home?
Do you really think the government wants people dead?
Well, I think that they're cutting all supportive care, like nursing homes, ambulance.
What do you mean they're cutting nursing homes?
They're cutting nursing home reimbursements.
Isn't what they're cutting under the Medicare plans what was really double dipping? They were getting credits, and they were getting to deduct them at the same time.
Well, you know what? I can't tell you exactly, what the deal is.
But if you can't tell us exactly what the deal is, why are you opposed? Why are you opposing it and fighting against it?
I'm not the guy who wrote the plan. That's what I mean.
But if you don't know what the deal is, why are you speaking out against something you don't know what the deal is?
Well, I mean, I get what I get online, just like any other American. What I'm supposed to understand about the bill should be available to me.
It is. It's been online for quite. It's been online for a long time. It's also been all over the media. It's been talked about. But the bigger issue here. All right, but.
So it becomes very clear the guy doesn't even know what's in the bill. Or am I mishearing that exchange with Alan Colmes? He doesn't know exactly what the deal is.
No. And I like how Alan Colmes says, well, why would the government want people dead? I mean, people are the government's income.
Right. The government wants less people alive because it's going to help the government to have less people alive. That's in the interest. Midweek Politics is brought to you in part by Jackson & Connor, classically modern men's apparel in Northampton, Massachusetts on the second floor of Thorne's Marketplace, and by DIF Design, specializing in custom business websites at difdesign.com. To find out more about underwriting Midweek Politics, visit midweekpolitics.com.